Now this is going to be a very different top 10. Well, it's a top 5 video. Now obviously enough though, I'll be talking about 5 of these games which I wish there was a movie made out of them. Now if you have your own 5 list of which games should have a movie, comment down below of which one you think. Also enjoy the Freak Fortress footage I'm using for the background. It's the one of the many recordings I did. It's the server where I got some of the recordings, I think 2 for with the 2 Who Hail characters. Yeah, it's rare to find a 2 Who Hail server. But you get what you're given really. And at least you guys get to have some 2 Who Hail videos, so not really that much to complain. So with each of these 5 games, these are my opinions I think of they should be movies. Well, they should be made out of movies. I know FNAF is one of them, but that's totally different. And obviously I'll give my reasons for why these 5, and also how maybe they can work with them. Or how it can be done. Now 2 of the games will be pretty obvious, as it will be the same made out of the company we all know, and we're kind of a bit iffy with at the moment with the current updates. Now, I know that it would be highly unlikely for any of these games to be made out of a movie. Even though a lot of them are too old, or maybe there's not enough history to them, or story arc, or whatever the hell it may be. And that Penis Cupcake didn't get a chance to kill me. But yeah. But like I said, if you have your own top 5 list, guys, go ahead and tell me down below. Obviously, it's going to be a long video because obviously a lot of talking, a lot of spacing out with things. And obviously, I'll have to show off a bit of Freak Fortress. Love that game mode. It should be official game mode, it should be. Any case, so starting with number 5. It may be a bit of an iffy one, but it has to be Team Fortress 2. Now, obviously, probably wondering, Ranger, why TF2? Well, the game's been out for a very long time now, and we have the idea story, and it's continuing to build up. Obviously, enough though, if there was going to be an animation, or maybe even an SFM made by Valve, or very, very determined SFM people to make a movie, then yeah. Obviously, you're probably thinking, well, how would it work? How would they do it? They could use the TF2 comics. Like anime and manga. If you want to turn a manga series into an anime, you've got to follow the manga. And obviously, someone, or maybe Valve, if they want to, could do that. They could use the TF comics, make an animation out of them, which could take maybe 3 or 2 years, depending if how much they're concentrating on it, and depending who's taking part. That would be cool. It would be nice, and hey, Team Fortress 2 gets its own movie. And obviously there would be start, middle, and an end, and it would make sense. Obviously the start would be the history. It'll go up to basically Team Fortress Classic up to TF2. And then you've got MVM. You know, there's a lot of possibilities for a good story arc for a movie for TF2. Yes, it's known as a free-to-play game. But there's some games out there that get their own movies. And I would like to see TF2 to have one. Even though we did hear about Portal and Half-Life getting one, but we never heard of that for God knows how many years. But yeah, come on Valve. Could you give us a TF2 movie? Or maybe someone in the TF2 community? Even though that would take bloody ages to do so. Thinking about it. So, what do you think, guys? You like it or not? So, at number 4 is Left 4 Dead series from 1 to 2. Maybe 3 when it does come out. Now, why Left 4 Dead? It would be a very interesting story arc. We don't know much about the characters we play as. Maybe the movie will start in the beginning of each of these characters, we learn a bit about them, and then over the current days for these characters, the infection, the virus will show up, and then maybe the ending will be the lead up of all these characters meeting up and surviving, and obviously the game would carry on from then on. That would be pretty cool. I have to admit, I love Left 4 Dead. It's a pretty cool game. Not really that much of known of story. It's just you play survivors and trying to survive. But a good story would be nice though, if you think about it. Knowing these characters, knowing their history, and seeing the whole attack of the virus and the super mutants, of how they become, would be kinda cool. Now, I remember there are some comics of Left 4 Dead, so they can use some of the comics as extra story arc. Now, that would be cool, and be very interesting of Valve doing so. It would be hell fun, I have to admit, seeing the Left 4 Dead guys try to survive, and we get to know a bit about them. It would be very interesting. Yes, it's a zombie apocalypse, but you know, it's a good one. What do you guys think? You like the idea or not? Now, these 3 games are old ones. One is really new, is fairly new. Now this one, the Penumbra series. I think Penumbra should have its own movie. And same for Black Plague. Maybe a movie tying both of them together. It would be very interesting. Now yes, there is plenty and plenty of stories to go on with Penumbra. You have information about the places that Philip will be going to. And obviously enough though, it would be amazing to see how these movie people could make Penumbra great. It may be an old game, yes, but it's a classic horror game that everyone enjoys. And having a movie would be awesome. Having an actor playing as Philip, I think it is Philip, surviving, and we see our actor building up the character, you know, same opening and everything, and obviously building the momentum, building up to the end of Penumbra Overture. Now yes, we can easily say that the first half of the movie would be Overture and the other half would be Black Plague. That would make the most sense. Half the theatre of Overture, other half in Black Plague. It would fit out pretty well. I think there is a nice solid ground for Overture and Black Plague for a movie. Yet again, unlike FNAF, and somehow that's getting the movie away because of its popularity. It's annoying when these great games that have a more interesting story, yeah, FNAF is a bit confusing side, but fate's just weird, isn't it? Now, at number 2 has to be Amnesia: The Dark Descent. By God, there must be a movie. And obviously, who would be the main character? Daniel. I would love to see a movie set in the year the game is, and have someone look very identical to Daniel, that picture there. And obviously that would be awesome. Seeing the actor play as Daniel, surviving through the horrible nightmares, being chased by the shadow, and trying to figure out the story. We could probably see our actor trying to piece things out, but avoid the monsters and creatures. That would be pretty cool. Amnesia has a very solid story and a very cool ending. Now we're probably thinking, what ending would they pick? They have to pick Daniel's ending, as it would make the most sense. And it's a happy one. Daniel gets his revenge, the shadow consumes Alexander. It's a very good game. Why there hasn't been a movie of Amnesia, I would never know. Like, you wouldn't be able to fuck up Amnesia. Come on, you wouldn't be able to screw that up. It has a very strong story arc, good opportunities for good acting, and it's a well-made game. It's a very popular one at its hype. Hell, I would wish for that to happen. But we'll have to wait and see. So at number 1 is a game that I think will be very interesting for a movie for it. And that is, by the same people, Soma. We know Soma as a good game. Very philosophical. And obviously our main character, Simon Jarrett, in this suit with a human body and robot head. That would be a great movie. The potential is there. The mystery, the horror aspect, the philosophical, the questions, sci-fi, it's all there. I think that would be a lovely idea for a movie for that game. I enjoy playing it. Yes, it's not scary as most people thought with Amnesia, but if you think about it, it's more story driven and more about the locations, you deciding that if there's another you, a copy of you, do you think that copy deserves to live or die? Or you think, or knowing that you copy yourself, but you know your copy won't be something like the Ark, and question of mankind's survival, and things like the WoW trying to preserve human life, but it's just making these monstrosities. You know, there's so much potential for Soma. I would love to see a movie. The music is lovely, just like Amnesia. The ending was a mixed bag, but the music was lovely. I would love to see that. As much as I want to see the FNAF movie, I want a Soma movie. Screw FNAF, give me Soma, or Amnesia, or Penumbra. Maybe TF2, maybe Left 4 Dead, but I think of those. Yet again, thank you for watching, guys.